The lights go out. Your dog curls against your back. Your breathing slows. It feels completely natural. But sleep researchers have found something most owners never consider. This peaceful ritual may carry a subtle trade-off, and it doesn't show up the way you expect. Sharing a bed with your dog feels unquestionable, safe, familiar, harmless. Yet when something feels secure, we rarely examine it closely. Tonight, we will. Not with fear, not with judgment, just with awareness. Because this nightly habit has layers, and not every layer works the same way for every person. 1. Deep emotional bonding ritual. Your dog turns in a small circle before settling beside you. Warmth spreads slowly. The room feels smaller, safer. At first, it feels like a sweet routine. But repetition changes meaning. The brain links repeated nighttime closeness with belonging and protection. When a pattern repeats every night, it becomes an emotional anchor. Over time, comfort shifts from preference to expectation. You don't notice the shift. You only notice the absence. And that's when you realize this isn't just a habit anymore. 2. Physiological synchronization creates real safety. Have you ever felt your breathing slow the moment your dog lies down beside you? That's not imagination. Studies on co-regulation show that when two beings rest in close proximity, heart rate and breathing can begin to synchronize. Warmth and steady pressure signal the nervous system. You are not alone. Cortisol may drop, muscles loosen, thoughts soften, the safety is real. But here is the part most people never examine. Feeling safe is not the same as sleeping deeply. 3. The illusion of perfect sleep. If the night feels peaceful, we assume the sleep was perfect. That assumption feels logical. You wake remembering comfort, not interruption. But memory does not record every micro-awakening. Sleep labs consistently show that brief arousals, sometimes only a few seconds long, often go completely unnoticed. You do not sit up. You do not check the clock. You simply drift back down. And in the morning, the emotional calm convinces you nothing happened. The mind remembers safety. The body remembers disruption. 4. Micro-disruptions you never see. Here's something surprising. You can sleep 8 hours and still never experience 8 continuous hours of restoration. When your dog shifts position, responds to a sound, dreams and kicks, your brain may rise slightly toward alertness. Not enough to wake you fully, just enough to fragment a sleep cycle. Sleep trackers often reveal these small spikes. Most owners are shocked the first time they see the data, because what feels silent can still leave a trace. 5. Why deep sleep is fragile. Deep sleep is where the brain repairs tissue, consolidates memory, and restores energy. It requires longer, uninterrupted stretches. Even brief disruptions can push the brain out of that stage earlier than intended. One night changes very little, but repeated fragmentation, night after night, can accumulate quietly. You might notice needing more coffee, slower focus, slight morning heaviness. Nothing dramatic, just subtle. And subtle is what makes it easy to ignore. 6. But your dog may reduce anxiety more than you realize. Now here is the other side. For many people, a dog's presence reduces nighttime anxiety before sleep even begins. The steady breathing, the familiar weight, the quiet companionship. For someone who struggles with racing thoughts, this effect can be powerful. Falling asleep faster is not a small benefit. For some individuals, the emotional regulation outweighs the physiological disruption. This is why the topic is not black and white. 7. Emotional benefits and physiological costs can coexist. It would be easier if sleeping with your dog were either completely good or completely harmful. It isn't. You may fall asleep faster, yet cycle more lightly. You may feel emotionally secure, yet lose small fragments of deep restoration. The mind values connection. The body values uninterrupted rhythm. Both responses can be true at the same time. This isn't about right or wrong. It's about awareness. 8. Why it affects people differently. Some people sleep through movement easily. Others wake at the smallest shift. Some dogs remain still for hours. Others reposition frequently. Age, stress level, workload, and sensitivity all shape how deeply you recover. There is no universal rule. Your mornings tell the truth. If you wake clear, steady, and restored, your system may tolerate it well. If you wake subtly drained, your body may be telling a different story. 9. Awareness creates a better choice. Once you see both sides clearly, you gain freedom. You might let your dog settle beside you at first. Create more space later in the night. Adjust bedding or room setup. Observe your sleep patterns intentionally. Small adjustments can protect deep sleep while preserving emotional connection. The goal is not distance, and it is not blind attachment. It is conscious balance. When the ritual becomes a choice, not an automatic habit, it begins to serve both your well-being and your bond. Now you understand what really happens when your dog sleeps beside you. The bond is beautiful, but it is layered. And there is another daily behavior that carries even stronger emotional meaning. It looks affectionate. It feels harmless. But most owners misunderstand it completely. Click into the next video and discover what licking truly reveals about your dog's inner state. If you miss it, you may continue mistaking something profound for something small.